Like always, Legend of Slime is full of little glitches we can take advantage of. If you're interested in the new ring glitch, then this is the video for you. This glitch was super overpowered when used with the release self-above skill damage bug, so trust me when I say, I wish I knew about this glitch much earlier. I was only very recently alerted of the glitch. It's so simple and honestly so powerful given the right circumstances, that being the right build and slime. I actually think that free-to-play players will be the ones who most benefit from this, since it's super easy to get a quick boost in damage from it. That is, until it gets fixed like most other glitches. But before I go ahead and explain it, I know we're currently in extreme right now, but this was all due to Labov being just so powerful. But now that he is patched, all we know is pain. His skill damage was previously glitched for those of you who didn't know, so we would absolutely blast the stage boss's HP away per skill activation. I'm fairly certain Labov's skill was 1,000 or 100 times stronger than it should have been, so now I have to drop down in stages and get to where we can actually deal damage to the stage bosses again. This includes adjusting our build to fit the current build meta once again, since you can clearly see that the stage boss's HP doesn't move an inch when we try to combat them. So let's go ahead and change our build and start dropping down in stages, that is until we can actually do something to stage bosses once again. We're obviously going to skip through that painful process, but real quick, a tip for those of you who want to quickly fall down in stages: go to your treasures and equip Thorn Crown. This will massively drop your HP, so the enemies are essentially able to one-shot you. Without this, you might find yourself taking damage even with Sacred Necklace and Flexible Bamboo taken off. And another thing you can do is take off your Sparrow figurine relic, so you don't manage to defeat the enemies before they reach you. So just a few quick tips for those of you who didn't already know, saving you plenty of time in the stage dropping process. I do have to say it really hurts dropping back to Heaven 3. Our days in Extreme were numbered, but it was definitely a good time. I'm going to guess we will land around the Heaven 3 Stage 8 mark, which is likely where we will be able to deal a decent amount of damage to the stage boss. And thanks to the wonders of video editing, you can jump to our new stage with us, since it does take a minute to figure out what stage we'll fall on, and it looks like Heaven 3, Stage 8-7 is the stage we'll choose to stay at. As you can see, we're finally able to deal damage to the stage boss, so we're about 20 stages away till we can reach Extreme once again. That will be a funny update video since we already went through the motions of getting excited for passing Heaven, but that's alright, we'll just do it all over again. Also, one thing I totally forgot to mention in our last video is the buffs that were provided to slime skills. I'll put up a chart from Blackfire's recent post. If we look at our slime starting from Zomstein, their ally attack percentage portions seem to have increased heavily. Zomstein is now at 8,000%. Moon Rabbits remain the same since each of their skills causes damage to be applied. Labov's increased to 4,500, and I believe a bunch of other free-to-play slimes got buffed, which we can refer to the chart here. So we have slimes like Aku, Serpine, Astri. All these slimes now have buff stats, so that's a nice touch. So if you notice a damage gain, that's one of the contributing factors. But to me, what's most surprising is that they even managed to buff Gent. Previously, he dealt 30% of companion damage if I remember correctly, but now he deals a whopping 2,500% of ally attack damage on top of his insane passive. So they really just made the King of Slimes even better. We will see how this affects our slime rankings and our next best build guide. I noticed this is one of the reasons why a lot of people are wondering why they suddenly started passing through stages, since each slime got a nice little buff. This includes the increased damage coming from the toy update that we just got, where equipping a slime's corresponding toy grants you double the base stats. So if you missed it, you can see here that the attack we get from our Labov wearing his Labov toy is doubled from 500,000% to 1 million, and the same goes for HP, it has doubled. But before you ask, this does not apply to the stat attributes, those being companion, boss, crit, and skill damage for example. These do not double even if you have the slime equipped, and just as normal, the bonuses don't apply to slimes you equip the toys on, unless they're your current equipped and active slime. I haven't done Dwarven King in ages too, and ignore the sudden drop to Heaven 3 Stage 6. I was doing some damage testing using Aku, and I didn't feel like pushing back to my normal stage during recording. I'll do it soon, don't worry. Anyways, let me switch back to our regular build and see what happens with Dwarven King. Previously, we had reached 333 chests and dealt 35.1k damage. I'm almost dreading what we're going to land on now. I have a feeling it isn't going to be pretty. Looks like we definitely lost a bit of damage jumping into this dungeon run. Actually, scratch that. We lost a ton of damage. We landed on 323 chests and 46.6 AJ damage dealt. I think that's 1,000 times less damage than before, if my math is mathing correctly, so a big ouchie there. Anyways, as for the glitch, it's nothing too major, but it was brought about to my attention during the whole Labov fiasco. I think this is a glitch that will actually work best for free-to-play players. After Labov got fixed, it wasn't as effective since most of my damage came from other sources, but for free-to-play players, it might actually benefit you since it'll provide a slight bump in damage, especially in the earlier stages of the game. And we can clearly see from the latest poll that was put on our channel that the majority of you are in the early stages of the game. If I remember correctly, over 50% of you are in Inferno and under, so a surprising amount of players are in the early game stage. I'm honestly really glad that I did this poll, so I know where to focus on when it comes to more build guides and videos. I'll definitely have a build guide specifically for free-to-play players coming up. I'm sure it'll be more difficult than a regular build guide to do, since there's numerous factors to consider. Since damage isn't really the priority there, we know survivability in the early game is huge, so that's a big balancing act to consider. Anyways, the process for the ring glitch is honestly surprisingly simple. I thought I was being trolled when I was first told about it, but then I tried it out with Above, and lo and behold, it worked out perfectly. That's why I do recommend joining our Discord server, so you get all the latest Legend of Slime info in there. I'll have the link in the description and comment box below. We are close to 10,000 members, so I'll be sure to do a separate giveaway there to celebrate. As for the glitch, there's currently an issue with rings, which causes some stats to stack when you switch between them during a stage boss battle, for example, which is why this glitch was so powerful during the Labov glitch period, because he was able to take advantage of stacking ring effects, so additional skill damage really helped him out, so we managed to push through more stages than we really should have. This was done by equipping a regular ring with companion damage, and then we jumped into a stage boss battle. I'd switch over to an S rank ring with tons of skill damage afterwards. So essentially what this would do is apply both the ring bonuses, that is at least for the skill damage portion, meaning your rings were double as effective. Again, this boost will work based on circumstance, so depends on what build you're using, since again when we were using our Labov build it was so powerful, since the skill damage stack from the ring glitch caused us to gain massive damage. So in one of our next videos, I'll go ahead and outline all the current glitches available and do a quick demo for each of them, or just discuss which ones currently work and tell you which one of our older videos cover them, since I know that's a question I've been getting a lot. So do subscribe for that, and see you in the next video.